òwúrọ̀. Ìbànújẹ́ ayé kò ní kan ẹ́. Santana ó yá wá pẹ̀lú sọ́kì rẹ̀. Tàbí ìfẹ́lẹ́ máa sọ́kì mi o. Lórẹ́ nìrẹ́ ni la fi ń pè tèmi nínú. Ìlú Santana mo bèrè fún ògo tuntun. Ọmọdé fẹ́ mi dàgbà fẹ́ràn mi. Tí mo bá lè dàgbà tí mo darúgbó. Ọlọ́run dákun ṣe yìí fún mi. Tàbí ẹ fẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀ṣẹ̀. Ibikíbi lákòókò yóò lórí aláwa ń bàdó 99.1 àwa la jẹ́ nọ́mbà 1 bá ń jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ bó ti ṣe ń lọ pẹ̀lú àwọn ètò tó táwọn yọ àtàwọn ìròyìn tó fọgbọ́n yọ àti ìpolówó ọjà tó mú ní ìtàlẹ̀ ṣẹkẹṣẹ àwa la nìyẹn. Ibikíbi lákòókò yóò lórí aláwa ń bàdó Amuludun FM 99.1 ní Moniya Ibadan ló máa múnú àwọn adùn.
Ìwọ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tẹ́tí kò pọ̀ bó ṣe ń dún. Amuludun FM 99.1 ó mílẹ̀ jìjìjì sétí aráyé ọ̀ máa gbé kúrò níbẹ̀ o àtàwọn yọ àní ò máa gbé kúrò níbẹ̀ o àtàwọn yọ ó yá ọ̀rẹ́ mi àtàwọn yọ ètò àtàtà lóríṣiríṣi àtàwọn yọ ìròyìn àsìkò tó kún rẹ́rẹ́ àtàwọn yọ pápá olówó ọjà lọ́dọ̀ tí a àtàwọn yọ gbogbo ayé ló bá wà àtàwọn yọ ẹ̀yin tèmi abẹ́lé kan àtàwọn yọ ó yá máa gbé kúrò ní pẹ̀sẹ̀ àtàwọn yọ Amuludun FM Moniya Ibadan àtàwọn yọ ẹ̀mí àtàwọn yọ.
Gbogbo ayé là gbọ́ rédíò. Gbogbo ayé là gbọ́ rédíò. Kò sóde tí kì í sùn. Gbogbo ayé là gbọ́ rédíò.
Amuludun FM 99.1 ni gbogbo ayé ń gbọ́ ẹ̀yin náà máa gbọ́.
Ó dùn bí oyin ní. Kọ́kọ́ rédíò tó jẹ́ ti Yorùbá. Amuludun FM 99.1.
Àjùwọ̀n lọ kò ṣe sọ lọ́rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò ṣe
We reached out to the chairman of the commission, Dr. Moniya Dankaka. She denied the allegations, saying all the accusations were sponsored by some persons who are bent on removing her from office.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Finally what? I've been trying to reach your phone for days.
Oh, so sorry. Telecommunication services have been very poor in my area lately. Some hoodlums vandalize the telecoms masts around here.
They tried it in my area, but guess what? Our people now protect the mast as if our lives depend on it.
Wisely. I must tell my husband to raise the issue at our community meeting so that we too can protect all our telecom masts.
Exactly. You see, when telecom masts and fiber cables are destroyed, every area of our life, from education to healthcare to banking operations and the entire economy, is affected. Vandalizing telecommunications infrastructure harms everyone. Dial 622 from any network or send an email to protect@ncc.gov.ng to report suspected cases of vandalism. This message is brought to you by mobile network operators and telcos in collaboration with the Nigerian Communications Commission.
The governing council, Senate, management and staff of Afe Babalola University Advocacy felicitated Ààrẹ Afe Babalola OFR CON SAN, founder and chancellor Afe Babalola University on the recent Times Higher Education Impact Ranking of the university and number 84 in the world, number 3 in Africa and number 1 in Africa in SDG 7, number 1 in Africa in SDG 13, number 2 in Africa in SDG 1 and number 3 in Africa in SDG 17, and now number 1 in Nigeria for 4 consecutive years, 2022, 2023, 2024, and now 2025 again. Wow! Let's applaud the champion, Afe Babalola State University located in Agro-Ekiti continue to soar higher. It's a dream come true. Congratulations once again on this great feat. Announcer, Lady Christy Oluborode, Registrar.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Glad to know you're still there. As mentioned earlier, the senior pastor, First Baptist Church, Gariki Abuja, Reverend Tom Tapatoe, has called on the federal government to urgently come up with measures to ameliorate the effects of the ongoing economic reforms. Reverend Tapatoe, who made the call at the Thanksgiving service, said the reform was biting hard on low-income earners and small-scale businesses. According to Reverend Tapatoe, many Nigerians were losing their jobs, and the cost of goods and services are out of reach of the average citizen. The cleric, however, urged Nigerians not to lose hope, as God was about to bring back the lost glory of the country.
People are going through various challenges, but in the midst of these challenges, we are still alive, and we have hope. Tomorrow will be better. Let's give thanks to God. And by the way, a thankful heart is a healthy heart. It is good for our physical health.
Our deacon in the church, Kingsley Odo, expressed belief that the ongoing reforms would facilitate economic growth and revive the country's maritime industries. The Thanksgiving service provided opportunity for the officials of the Federal Ministry of Health to administer immunization vaccines on children between 3 to 59 months. The senior pastor of Graceville Christian Center, Abuja, Pastor Tunde Ayeni, has urged Nigerians to prioritize their physical and mental well-being through regular physical activities such as walking. He made the call in Abuja during a health walk organized to mark the 14th anniversary of the church themed Meet the Doctors. Pastor Ayeni explained that the walk was aimed at reminding participants of the importance of taking care of their bodies as a form of stewardship and self-care. A medical practitioner, Dr. Iseko, said walking between 5,000 to 6,000 steps daily could significantly boost life expectancy. The event featured brisk walking, light aerobic exercises, and wellness talks.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Imagine say this obodo was so way to communicate with your people no just dey. Plus when you no fit even shout for help, business go dey jam like robot for Oshodi, and family dey find each other like needle for inside sand. Now wetin dey happen be this: anytime they vandalize our telecom mast and fiber optic cables. All this telecom equipment no be ordinary pole and wire. Na our lifetime na be this o. Dem dey connect us, dem dey inform us, and dey protect us. If dem break am, no be only signal go vanish. Schools, hospitals, banks, and even your small POS business dey collect. Make we join body protect our network o. If you see any yawa, report am sharp sharp. Dial 622 or send email go protect@ncc.gov.ng. If everybody guide the port, soup no go burn. Our connection, our responsibility. This message na from mobile network operators and tower companies with support from the Nigerian Communications Commission.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
The minister in charge of University Baptist Church, Gwagwalada, Abuja, Reverend Bayo Oladeji, wants religious leaders to always promote peaceful coexistence and national development. Reverend Oladeji, who made the call today during a special appreciation service, said the task of opposition in Nigeria required the support of religious leaders. The main advised Christian in charge of the First Baptist Church, Gwagwalada, Abuja, Reverend Deji Oyelami, said we should always appreciate God in their endeavors. High points of the event were testimonies, prayers, and thanksgiving services. The The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, has called for a more effective consequence management in the Federal Civil Service. He made the call at the annual Federal Civil Service Rewards and Recognition Award ceremony organized in Abuja by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. Adaku Ene reports.
The reward and recognition ceremony is organized yearly by the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation to honor and recognize workers who had impacted the most on customers and colleagues through their daily work schedules. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, said inefficiency and misconduct should be dealt with while integrity and high performance be properly recognized and rewarded.
Therefore, charge all ministries, departments and agencies to institutionalize consequence management. This means rewarding integrity and high performance and applying transparent, fair, and timely sanctions when standards are reached.
The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Wilson-Jack, admonished workers to make punctuality and regular attendance the foundation of excellence in public service. She said that the Federal Civil Service was reforming performance and training workers not just to manage systems but to lead change.
Transformation doesn't happen in boardrooms alone. It happens in the daily dedication of men and women like the ones we are celebrating. These awardees are not just workers. They are reformers.
18 civil servants were awarded with varied monetary prizes, including plaques and certificates, with Mrs. Bahija Tuambaka of the Ministry of Environment receiving the Presidential Distinguished Civil Service Career Award, an SUV car, a short foreign course, a plaque, certificates, and money.
There are a lot of civil servants that give their hearts and soul to service, and I believe that service to the nation is also service to God.
4 other people won the Presidential Civil Service Merit Award category, while another 12 received the EPIC Awards. In Abuja, Adaku Ene, Radio Nigeria.
A colloquium on agriculture and a fund launch for the Etsu Yahya Foundation was organized to mark the 21st anniversary of Etsu Lupe Alhaji Yahya Workers' Reign and 72nd birthday celebration. The event held in Abuja featured various speakers that highlighted the Etsu's dedication to uplifting the lives of his subjects by showcasing commitment and empathy and community welfare. The royal father, who is also the chairman, Niger State Council of Traditional Rulers, said for the past 21 years on the throne, he has embarked on humanitarian services in youth and women empowerment as well as huge investment in agriculture.
Anniversaries should have a very important and be a historical reference point whenever they are marked, so that when appreciating Allah for the grace of long life and prosperity, we are using the occasion to give something back to the society. That's the reason why we thought that we should organize a meeting on agriculture to engage scholars, technocrats, political leaders, and stakeholders in how we can bring agriculture on the front banner of national discourse.
Our former Minister of Agriculture, Chief Audogbe, who was a guest speaker at the event, described food challenge in the nation as a serious issue that had triggered social vices if not addressed. He noted that with the high interest rates in the banks, high cost of inputs, and insecurity amongst others, many farmers have been pushed out of business.
I'm glad that the federal government is taking steps, beginning with the arrival of 2,000 tractors a few days ago and more tractors to come. So while the federal government is emphasizing investment in the sector, not all the sub-nationals are showing corresponding interest. Some are going to the market and buy noodles of fertilizer and sprinkle on the farm, hoping that the Almighty God will take care of the rest. Poultry is risky. Sheep, goats, and pigs are promising but require a certain category of investment.
Also, chairman of the occasion, Colonel Sani Bello, who was represented by Major General Tunde Obea, retired, while congratulating the Etsunupe on his 21 years on the throne, advocated adequate roles for traditional rulers to curb farmer-herded clashes. Governor Umar Bago of Niger State called on Nigerians to appreciate the efforts of the federal government on the recent massive investment aimed at revolutionizing the agriculture sector in the country. The Niger State government has procured 40 tractors as part of efforts to boost food production. Governor Bala Mohammed, who made this known at the commencement of this year's farming season, encouraged civil servants to take advantage of its agricultural development initiatives aimed at boosting productivity and driving economic growth. Operators of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has arrested an ex-international football player, Segun George Hunkerin, along with his business partner, Toka Emmanuel Chinedu, over attempt to smuggle a consignment of cocaine into Nigeria through the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. A statement by the Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, indicates that a search revealed 37 wraps of cocaine weighing 800 grams in his bag. According to the statement, the suspect was coming from Turkey on a flight but transited through Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where he collected the luggage from another person before heading to Nigeria. It reveals that an accomplice who turned out to be the former professional footballer Segun Hunkerin was waiting for Chinedu at the airport car park to collect the consignment from him. Another Europe-based businessman, Amen Okoro God's Time, was arrested by NDLEA operatives at the Lagos airport while attempting to traffic 5,000 pills of Chanabol 225 milligram packaged as known malaria drugs such as Lonat, Amatem and Aluptam to Spain. Also, the NDLEA operatives arrested a 72-year-old grandma, Mrs. Christy Ejaro, at Niger CAT area of Warri, Delta State, with several sachets of skunk packaged in retail size recovered from her. Next is summary of major events as compiled by UC Ardol.
The week began with the signing of the 4 tax reform bills into law by President Bola Tinubu as tools to realize economic stability and prosperity of the country. The bills are the Nigerian Tax Bill, the Nigerian Tax Administration Bill, the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu denied assent of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) Amendment Bill 2025, citing constitutional and transparency concerns for the withholding assent. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) approved the resumption of continuous voter registration (CVR). The chairman of INEC explained that the CVR registration would commence in August for all states of the Federation, and the exercise would hold simultaneously in the 36 state offices and the FCT, as well as the 774 local government offices nationwide. The 2025 Civil Service Week was celebrated all over the Federation with series of activities aimed at strengthening the civil service. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Walsinjak, advised heads of state civil service to conduct a skill gap analysis to determine the type of workers to be recruited.
We do not have the right skills for a 21st century workforce. Now the world we live in, which is technologically driven, you need to take that into consideration when recruiting your staff.
To unlock financial and market access for smallholder farmers, the National Agricultural Development Fund (NADF), in partnership with private organizations, launched the National Agricultural Development Program (NADP1). The Executive Secretary of the program, Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim, said the initiative aligns with the national priorities, especially the renewed hope food security and marketing priority agenda of President Bola Tinubu-led administration.
This program supports national goals. It supports the food security agenda, rural development, poverty reduction, job creation, and economic diversification across the agricultural sector.
In another twist, the staff of the Federal Character Commission during the week staged a peaceful protest over alleged non-compliance with the principles of the agency by its management. The chairman, Nigerian Civil Service Union, Comrade Benson Ami, explained that the protest was to draw the attention of President Bola Tinubu to the ongoing investigation by the Senate over allegations of non-compliance leveled against the chairman of the commission, Dr. Muhibat Ankaka.
In the last 5 years of the administration of the board, no agency has been investigated by Federal Character Commission, and we are not getting the result of what is going on. Investigation in respect of recruitment, not only at the Federal Character Commission, also she grant waivers without following due processes.
The National Judicial Council, NJC, in the week sent 10 judges on compulsory retirement and recommended 21 candidates for judicial appointment. At its 109th meeting, presided over by Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun, the council also cleared 9 out of the 18 Imo State judges from age falsification and other allegations. Similarly, Justice Simon Aboki of the National State High Court, sitting in Lafia, sentenced Oluwatemilayi Ajayi, the suspected killer of a National Youth Service Corps member, Salome Adaidu, to death by hanging. The 67th ordinary session of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, was held in Abuja during the week, with the immediate past chairman of ECOWAS, President Bola Tinubu, expressing worry over the slow pace of the activation of ECOWAS standby force towards addressing security threats in the sub-region. President Julius Madabio of Sierra Leone also emerged as the new chairman of ECOWAS. Nigeria joined the rest of the world to mark the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, with a call on the government and other relevant stakeholders to increase sensitization on the negative effects on the society. The Executive Director, Youth Rescue International Development Organization, Mr. Enechu Okegi, called on government to implement more policies that would prevent illicit drug abuse and trafficking. That's it for summary of events during the week. I am Yosi Abel.
Service of songs for Mama Becky Makipa will hold today at her residence 4 Nyaba Street, GRA Boko, Benue State. Burial program by the family indicates that an all-night wake will be held in her honor at the Bambateri Boko local government area on Monday. She will be buried at the same place on Tuesday after a requiem. Aged 74, Mama Becky Ade Makipa is survived by her husband, Mr. Silas Makipa, and grandchildren, among whom is Aluazege, Assistant Director, New Media, Abuja Operations, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Rivers Angels edged out Nasara Amazons to win 2025 Women's Federation Cup, and stage is now set for men's final between Kwara United and Abakaliki Football Club of Ebonyi State. For the reason more, here is our sports update.
The potentially explosive pre-Women Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON 2024 Tinubu match between Nigeria's Super Falcons and the Black Queens of Ghana is underway at the La Noria complex in Besliman, Morocco. Both Nigeria and Ghana are using the matchup to finalize their preparations for the delayed WAFCON 2024 kickstarting on 5 July 2025. The Justin Madugu coached Super Falcons are coming into the Ghana friendly with some impressive record in their last 5 Tinubu matches. Nigeria beat Algeria 2-1 and 4-1 in a double-header, lost 1-2 away to France in Algiers, defeated Cameroon 2-0 in a Cameroon before battling their Portuguese opponents to a goalless draw in Lisbon. For Ghana, coming into today's friendly with Nigeria, they recorded a 3-1 win over Malawi and followed it up with a 4-2 victory against the Benin Republic. The Ghanaians are drawn in Group C of WAFCON 2024 alongside the holders South Africa, Mali and Tanzania. The Nigerian Falcons will open their WAFCON 2024 campaign against Tunisia on 6 July before squaring up to Botswana and Algeria. Super Eagles forwards Ahmed Musa and Shehu Abdullahi headlined the list of returned players by Nigeria Premier Football League NPFL side Corner Pillars for the 2025-26 season. Captain Rabi Ali is also expected to continue with Say Masugida as Pillars are known. Other retained players include Mutaka Musa, Abdullahi Abubakar, Fahad Usman, Abdullahi Ali, Nazir Awal Ibrahim among others. The returned players are expected to report for first practice at the club's training ground in Kano next week. Meanwhile, Pillars are currently in search of a new coach following the resignation of Usman Abdallah as the club's technical advisor. And that's sports news. I am Kelechi Bernard.
The commentary is on the media and musical content. It is written by Jilaji Tokuma, a visually impaired corps member in Nasarawa State. An arrangement of logical sounds and lyrics in the midst of silence to create an audio sequence in order to make a statement is referred to as music. It can simply be considered as the composition of melodies and instrumentation. Music, though an abstract art, plays tangible roles in the areas of communication, entertainment, information and enlightenment, which also correlates with the objectives of the media. Media in this context is from the word medium, which is a converging platform that ensures the instantaneous passage of social contents ranging from information, entertainment, enlightenment, communication, education, and lots more using the newspaper, radio, television, and of recent, the internet. In view of this conceptual conglomeration, there is a need to identify and explore the roles of music in the media space, especially in information passage. This is a rich and literally commonest role of the media. One very good means of passing this information is through music. Music, through the media, is an instrumental factor in passing information. The radio, for instance, is one of the oldest medium of electronic broadcasting. It is notable for serving various distinct societal functions, including airing live and recorded broadcast programs that are directed towards the public good. Radio stations indispensably use music to transmit audio content to a geographically dispersed audience in the forms of news, sports, and other broadcast shows. Information put into music is durable due to the fact that it sinks not just in the mind, but the human soul across gender and demographic differences. Words, they say, are transient, but music returns memory. An American female piano teacher, Kathy Benedict, recommended music as among the best forms of maintaining communication and information. No wonder when disease is considered being global pandemic, such as the Ebola virus and lately COVID-19 were ravaging the world. Music through the media was the primary mechanism for an effective enlightenment campaign. An attempt to carefully explore the role of music in the media brings to the fore the factor of education, as it has been proven that music, either vocal or instrumental, is a vital tool in any atmosphere of teaching and learning. How can one discuss the role of music in the media without talking about entertainment? Entertainment is the most notable aspect of music through the media. This is because virtually all sorts of music genres are broadcast by the media as part of their daily programming and program schedule. Music serves as recreational relational functions through media and its activities. This is because music embraces all the sounds and instrumentations played in the media at every time, which include jingles, advertisements, sounds and signature tunes for various programming. Therefore,
the significant role of music in the media must be guided by well-established principles and guidelines from government agencies such as the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation (NBC) and other media regulatory bodies. The idea is to see that the important role music plays in the media is not abused and underrated in any way. Also, music must be well recorded and played in the media in ways that enhance a better sound and content delivery, capable of promoting and maintaining the ideals of the society through the opportunities available in the media space.
That commentary on the media and musical content was written by Jilaji Tokuma and read by Olayemi Daniel. After weather update, Abuja and Lafia are cloudy with temperatures between 29 and 31 degrees Celsius. Is currently raining in some parts of Oka with temperature at 26 degrees Celsius. And to end the news, here is a recap of the major stories. The senior pastor, First Baptist Church Garike, Abuja, Reverend Tom Tapatore, has called on the federal government to urgently come up with measures to ameliorate the effects of the ongoing economic reforms on citizens. The Bauchi state government has encouraged civil servants to take advantage of its agricultural development initiatives aimed at boosting productivity and driving economic growth. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, has called for a more effective consequence management in the federal civil service. We also reported that the NDLEA has arrested Spain-bound suspect with 5,000 pills of tramadol. And that's the news as edited by Uhama Eke and the production team. I am Jeremiah Jimmy, thanking you for listening and urging you to stay tuned for our next program, still the Electric Service of Region.
Amuludun Radio lágbádé fún o. Amuludun Radio ní bàbá wọn. Àwọn ètò tó máa lórí àwa ní o. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́sà lágùnkẹ́ iṣẹ́ wa ní. Ìròyìn tí ó lè jàmbá kan nínú o. Alákòókò àjà àjàbù pẹ̀lú. Amuludun 99.1. Moniya láwa ó láti ná kẹ̀kẹ́ lókè. Aláwọ̀ ẹ̀dá o. Ìbùnú tẹ́ máa gbọ́. Amuludun ní. Rédíò tó táwọn yọ lámúlùdùn o. Amuludun ní. Rédíò Amuludun 99.1 FM Moniya Ibadan àtàwọn yọ. Ọlọ́run ní mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ àánú olúwa lẹ̀dá nílò nílé ayé láti lè jẹ́ kí a ṣe àṣeyọrí nínú gbogbo. Bíbélì wípé àánú ṣògo lórí ìdájọ́. Látàrí èyí lolúwa fi ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ètò pàtàkì yìí, àkókò àánú èyí tá ó máa gbọ́ níkànnì yìí lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀. Ọjọ́ ajé Monday níbi ìtòlúwa yóò ti máa lo wòlíì àti ajínrere Isaac Adépọ̀jù bàbá bẹ́tẹ̀ láti inú ìjọ Bethel Church of Christ Land of Mercy of Olúkìtìbí Àbáodò Mọ́níyà Ìbàdàn. Ètò yìí yóò máa dé ti gbọ́rin dédé aago ọjọ́ ajé Monday lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀. Atọ́kùn ètò ní Adéọ̀sùn Jẹ́nfàyọ̀ká JP. Fún ẹ̀bẹ̀ àdúrà ẹ pè ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run alààyè sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 08068242939 tàbí 08143900097. Ǹjẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti máa tẹ́tí gbọ́ ètò yìí lákòókò náà, àánú Ọlọ́run kò ní kò láyé wa. Àmín. Ẹ kú ojú lọ́nà o.
Ìrànlọ́rẹ̀ jọ̀ọ́ jẹ́ kó dórí mi o.